With your analytical brain, do you apply that in your personal life?
We apply it maybe too much in scary ways. I'd say the best example of that is in naming our kids. So the analytics that went into naming our kids was off the chart. I mean, we had a whole spreadsheet, and then we had our friends do a crowdsourcing on it.
Oh my gosh, you crowdsourced
Oh my
it.
god.
We then crowdsourced it, and yeah, Karen and
Is
Scott
that
were
called
picked.
analytics or is that called obsessive compulsive? So I was named after the patron saint of Scotland.
Oh, okay.
And so Andrew Alfred Scott is my full name. Alfred's my
I didn't
mom's
know that.
dad's name.
Alfred.
Yes,
Is that
Alfred.
news? Does that,
Most people don't know. I don't talk about my middle name much. My initials are ass. But
Yeah, did
was
you look
good
at
when-
initials too?
when you were playing video games, yeah, we no middle names. So we didn't want middle names, and yeah, so no one in our family. Ellen got rid of her middle name when she got married, which made her mom really mad at her.
that's interesting.
Where did her middle name come from?
I don't know. I think it was like a grandmother or
Yeah.
something. Yeah. So
Gertrude. Yeah.
yeah. Yes.
So what would I
Wow.
wonder what Linda? I wonder what Linda means. Do you know?
I don't know why they picked it, but
I'm pretty sure Drew means champion.
Nice.
yeah, or
At
just
least you-
past tense of draw.
Drew. So growing up though, when my parents had also tried to look through what offset. So because everyone in my family is a J, Jonathan, James,
Okay,
Joanne,
all right.
and then I was a surprise baby. They didn't know I was
Oh.
there, and so then I came as a surprise, and they're like, well, Andrew.
Rue.
Yeah, and so then they're like, well, what are some offshoots and what can people say? And like Andy, so Drew or Andy Pandy or Droopy or.
Oh yes, you can go on forever.
But
yeah.
at the end, I'm like, you gave me the initials ass, so it doesn't matter what you. What
You did
said.
not think ahead.
Yeah.
Thanks, parents.
Yeah, thanks a lot. What your home dynamic, aside from overanalyzing the kids' names, how has it been with your schedule, having to be on the road a lot of the time, with having two kids at home?
Well, I'm lucky because she's a big sports fan. So our honeymoon was at the Olympics in '96,
Oh, wow.
and she gets sports. Most of the other folks at the Rockets who are married, which is most of them now, a lot of their wives have trouble. They're like, "Why can't you come home?" And like, whereas Ellen will be like, "Oh, I saw you lost that heartbreaker. I can tell you're not gonna be home tonight." So she's like gets what is happening because she was a massive sports fan growing up. She loved the
Nice.
'86, the Mets growing up, and they won the championship. And she's a very positive fan because
Yeah.
the Mets came back in this dynamic way that's famous, where the ball went through Bill Buckner's legs against the Red Sox, and so she is a constant believer that it's always going to turn
It's gonna
out.
happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and it balances me growing up in Cleveland, and we're famously that our teams always lose in these heartbreaking ways. So it's been good.
So when you do get home, are you able to turn it off so that you can just relax with the family?
No,
or is it hard
we just
to
talk
do?
about it, and that's why it's good she likes sports, because
Yeah.
she's actually interested in like what we're trying to do. Okay, that didn't work. What are you guys going to do? So she actually she helps me like come up with ideas. And
Oh,
things.
nice.
Do you glaze
Yeah.
over when I come home and talk about sports?
No, I find it fascinating because I obviously do not have a background in any sports, but I love going to live games, any game.
The energy
live
of it.
sporting event. Yeah.
The energy's awesome.
Yeah, and also for me, which you know this when I've sat with you, the way sporting events are structured, like the
branding.
backside of it, the business side of it,
Yeah.
is what really fascinates me too. On top of the talent on the court, so I sit there. And I'm looking at everything else happening more than just what's happening on the court.
Well, I know you're a basketball junkie because you come to summer league games. which is-
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, oh, we have these summer league games. Well, you want to see those? No, I want to see
Yeah.
those. I'm like,
That
okay.
was fun.
Yeah.
The thing I look out for the most at sporting events is the interaction between the teams and to see the sportsmanship. Because even though they're on opposing teams, I love seeing when they're like, when they help each other up. If someone
There's
fell.
a lot
Yeah,
of that now.
I love
and
that.
so
Yeah.
actually, old school players hate that.
Yeah.
They like, I don't want to be friends with them on the court or off, But nowadays, because most of the players play on these select teams when they're younger, they're all friends, even if they end up against each
Yeah.
other. And there's a lot more sportsmanship at the pro level than in the
I love
past.
that. I mean, the way I played before, I was never I was a strong guy on the court, and I played really hard, but I was always respectful of the other players. If I fouled somebody, I would help them up, or I would apologize. I mean, I'm not going to, you still carry yourself in a way that's not going to make you look weak to the other team.
Right,
At least that's what I did in high school and college. But I was always respectful, and I think I was respectful to the refs as well, which allowed. I actually had more calls in my favor because I think I wasn't a jerk to the refs like a lot of players are.
Working with the refs is an art. Shane Battier probably did the best of our end, and you have to befriend them in a way. And Linda wouldn't have liked me though. I was like sort of a ruthless, whatever it takes sort of guy, and which I'm not super proud of. But I was always like a whatever manipulate the rules, just whatever it takes to win. We're gonna win somehow. So.
I don't say now. I don't see you being that kind of a ruthless person, but
yes.
Maybe that's how you have that winning streak.